All right, guys, we're back in episode 13 now. With Too much thought. Had a lot going on. Yeah.
All right, man, we're live. We're good. I didn't see you press it.
Fucking tech guys. No. But
I'm the Jamie behind the camera.
Jamie on the camera.
Yep.
But you know, we've been discussing about music a lot. We really do feel like it plays a huge part in not just our lives, but you know, everybody's lives, man.
Yeah.
You're going to work, listening to music. You're hanging out with your friends, listening to music. Like, it's just there.
Yep.
So we got to talk, and we're like, we figured it'd be a good idea to just talk about favorite songs, albums, like best artists, like kind of just get into that a little bit.
It'll get a lot of opinions, I feel.
Yeah.
When we were little, it shaped us, what we listened to.
I agree with that.
And I feel like you're not in control a lot when you're little. So, like, the music that you listen to is what's kind of presented to you.
Yeah.
So you just listen to what you know. But at the same time, you're, like, drawn to it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's weird.
It's like you're a child and you got this and that's going on. Your parents telling you what to do, how to think, how to feel, this and that, everybody. And then I feel like with music, it's just like, okay, like I'm going to listen. Like, just get your headphones on. Like, I'm going to pick what I listen to. And then you kind of, especially when I was little, like I would try to not find myself, but I would find myself in the music that I listened to. Mm-hmm. And that's what resonated with me.
And what did Little Hunter listen to?
Oh, hell.
Still the same as Big Hunter now.
There we go. I feel like it doesn't change that much, you know?
It don't.
Because when you find yourself in the music when you're young, why would it change when you're older?
Well, yeah.
Because you find yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like different like artists and shit, but you kind of stick with like a vibe. You know, you might here and there, you might go through a phase where you're just like, no, this is what I want. But then, like, you always come back to yourself, of, like what you really like.
Well, yeah, because when I was in high school, the culture was around Migos, Post Malone, 21 Savage. Yeah. It was kind of like more rap oriented. And when I was in middle school, I listened to more. Even when I was a child, when I was going to Pee Wee football games, my dad got me what was it called? Like a iPod, the shuffle when you couldn't read it.
That little squared one.
Yeah.
You got to put it on your belt.
Yeah.
No screen at all.
Yeah, no screen. And he just downloaded heavy metal to it, right? And then when I got in middle school, I listened to Screamo. I listened to all the hard stuff.
And you know what your dad did, right? He burned CDs. He definitely didn't buy the albums.
No.
Because back in the day, like iTunes didn't exist.
Yeah.
The
all
sense
MP3.
of subscribing to it, just subscribing, and then you could have every album that exists on iTunes.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you had to buy every single album you had.
Dude, I remember when you could purchase one song.
Daddy for $1.99.
No, it was like $1.29, bro.
Dude, who's gonna pay $1 for
crazy.
one song?
It is crazy. If you want to buy an album, you're gonna pay about $13. You know, you might get a little discount. It's like $13.99. Now, I pay $8.99 a month or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't even really think about it, and then
that's because
everything.
Pandora got so big because it was like you could listen to a song, then after that it would play whatever they wanted you to play, right? Yeah. So it's like they get people like these musicians, these artists or whatever. They're like, okay, we're gonna throw you into this mix or whatever, and like this. Even when our buddies talk about it, like, oh, why don't you just put it on Pandora, just let it fucking play Then I'm like, no. Me, I'm very particular about, I got this song, this song. That's because we can pick and choose.
Even in my own playlist, you know, depending on my mood, I'm in the shower or whatever. I'll reach out the shower, hands wet.
Yeah.
Grab the iPhone, skip. Ah, there we go. You know, put it back, get back in there.
Yep. Yeah, everybody does that. You got that waterproof iPhone?
I still don't believe that shit.
I don't know. I don't have no case on my iPhone, and I dropped it in the pool, picked it back up.
Oh, damn.
I was with you.
Mine's cracked all to hell, though.
Yeah, so once you crack it, it's not water resistant anymore. But
yeah.
No, I took that thing snowboarding one time, and it got wet, and it just destroyed my phone.
Damn.
Just because I had one tiny crack on the screen.
Fucking iPhones. But
They're
A lot
water
better than
resistant.
Androids.
I'm gonna buy another one.
Yeah, hell
I'm
of a lot
still
better
gonna
than
buy another
Android.
one.
Yep.
Dude, y'all have this. We're about to get out of music. I'm not trying to get off this, but y'all ever heard that?
Get off track. Get
When
off
you
track.
when you see somebody, I don't know why. This is just some fucking horrible shit. But I see somebody with an Android, and I just assume, they're broke. They don't got shit.
So they're broke or they're like not socially inclined. Yeah, they're on the spectrum a little bit. if they're
Bro,
over,
that's cutting deep. That's cutting deep.
that
to
is-
something.
but it's true.
If they're over 30 and have an Android, you're like, okay. But
Yeah.
if you see a 22-year-old guy our age pull out a Galaxy,
Oh, he's indie.
I'm like, what?
Dude, like,
He's
I'm like,
indie.
this poor bastard.
I know. And you can get the best of the best Android. I don't give a shit. Bro, iPhone is just better, bro. Like, that is the only phone I know.
Dude,
an
that Samsung
iPhone.
Galaxy does not touch the iPhone.
And
Yeah.
I've had a Galaxy, bro. This is the crazy thing. At
I
one
grew
point in
up
my
with
life,
Galaxies.
I thought, let me try
Yeah.
a Galaxy. Nah, bro. Fuck no.
I grew up with Galaxies, and then once I started working myself and bought my own fucking phone,
Yeah, you with the iPhone.
I was like, I'm never
had to
going
switch.
back. I'm never going back. Especially with like social media and everything. Like, if you Snapchat on a Galaxy,
Hell,
it's
it
like-
looks
it's
like you
like-
have a flip phone, bro. You have
Yeah.
the best of the best Galaxy. You send me a Snapchat, I know you got a goddamn Galaxy. You know what I mean? Like,
if when you get into group chats, because if you add everybody in a group chat, but one person has an Android, you send a message, it turns green. You're like,
Dude, you
this
can't add them to the
motherfucker,
iPhone message.
Yeah.
You can't add them.
you can't
like-
FaceTime them. They're
Yeah.
like, well,
Nope.
download this app.
Download,
I'm like,
what was it called?
Dude, I'm not putting Skype on my
no.
phone.
Skype. Yeah, no, Skype. No. Hell no.
Uh-uh.
And then you see, you get Apple Pay. I think they got this thing. Oh, it's Google Pay now. You know what I mean? Just for the Android guys.
Hunter just winked at me. I mean, like,
Except we was playing footsie on the table.
got me.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought that was Dawson. Nice.
I wish it was.
Hunter's that man spreader.
Actually,
Dude, do you man spread?
No, I'm
I'm a man, so I spray.
I like crisscross applesauce. I be sitting there just crisscross, sitting on the couch.
It's a little adolescent.
That means you're articulate, right?
No, that means you got a small dick.
No, it means you can word your words right.
We're about to bring a guest on.
No, we're not. No guests this episode.
Yeah.
We're just gonna talk about music albums.
Yeah, back to
yeah.
music, Logan.
Let's get back to it because this is what we
I
want
feel
to
like
talk
Logan
about.
is the most like music. What do you would you
musically
say?
inclined.
Musically inclined.
Musically
That's the
inclined.
word. That's the
good
correct
word.
He plays the guitar. He knows what his shit.
All right. So, in all my musical preferences, I like space, I like timing, and I like funk. So, if I name an album that
Sorry, you said funk.
if I name an album that y'all don't personally like,
Then look it up.
those are my 3 criteria. Like, I just look for space, I look for timing, and I look for how much funk there is in the song. Because, dude, funk is the
Describe funk.
It's hard to describe.
Okay.
A little bit of this.
Like a little.
I feel like funk is created in the time and the spacing.
Yeah.
So if a song isn't just smashing the same note over and over, or if a song is being repetitive, they don't have any funk. But when a song is experimental, or when a song is,
Groovy.
I mean, I guess that's,
I think groovy coincides with funk.
Yeah.
yeah, I was about to say that. Groovy kind of corresponds with funk. It's like you can say the word, but they don't necessarily know what you mean.
Yeah.
So I feel like the funk is described in how much space and how much timing they let in between each riff. So that's what I personally relate to most, or am fond of most, is when a song can have the funk.
Yeah.
It is kind of cool to hear your perspective of music because it's so much different. Like honestly, I'm not a musically inclined person at all. Don't know
Yeah,
how to read
I
music.
don't think I am.
Don't know how to play any instruments.
I can read tabs, not
I sing in the
genuine
shower.
music.
It's pretty good sometimes. But
sure
It's
it is.
not.
I'm
I
sure
live
it
with him.
is.
It's not.
All right, ignore Hunter. Dawson can sing beautifully.
Thank you.
There we
I
go.
sung at my grandfather's funeral, man.
He did, dude. I played the guitar
sang.
for him. I love that.
I sung it. I sung the hell out of that song.
That is a top memory
What'd
for
you
me.
play? In the arms of an
No,
angel.
me and him were basically a band up there. and our cousin Dre.
And Dre was
Or my
playing
cousin,
off
his brother.
offbeat a little bit, but it was really good bass.
Yeah, no, I'm playing.
No, it was a really good wall we could bounce off.
Yeah, that was a good comedic relief to a
To a funeral.
to a funeral.
No, there was no comedic relief.
I think it was great.
Yeah.
In my head, we killed it. I'm not gonna lie, we killed it.
Thank God nobody recorded that, because like it would destroy us as people.
But yeah,
How old were y'all?
oh boy,
Like 13,
13,
14.
14.
Oh, you poor bastards.
And we had like suits on.
Dude, I had a guitar solo.
He looked at a solo.
Yeah, the
his,
whammy
mom,
and
his
everything.
mom orchestrated
No,
this.
I remembered in my head
I can
thinking,
imagine.
oh, I'm messing this solo up.
It
And
did-
then I just kept going.
So like Guitar
I'm just
Hero
like,
when you miss a beat.
yeah, baby.
Dre was the only one. Dre's my brother. Dre's the only one that was on beat. He was like just sticking with the signatures. Me and Dawson were just like free balling it.
Hey, we felt the stage presence, man. We were out there.
At a funeral?
Yeah, at a funeral, we felt the stage presence.
Yeah, you're like, man.
We're basically musicians. That's what we're saying. So we were performed at a funeral.
It sounds like
before.
it's
We
like
have performed live.
You
in
ever
So-
front
watch
of a
Step
live
Brothers?
audience.
when they played at the end. That's what it sounds like.
We were better than the Step Brothers. Way better.
a lot, bro. Like there was a guy that like tried to sign me after, but
You know,
I had different
podcast is your
plans.
way. Yeah.
nah.
I
but-
remember.
Go ahead.
I remember my dad tried to compare you to some vocalist.
Freddie Mercury.
I can't remember. And in the moment, I can't remember what vocalist it was, but it was just a guy that would word all of his songs. He wouldn't sing them; he would just say them.
This is what I'm feeling. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
So he would just word what he's saying.
So Dawson was reciting poetry.
So my dad,
I'm
my
essentially
dad,
a poet and artist.
he was trying to give Dawson confidence, but in the same tone, he was just like belittling him. He's just saying, you're just wording everything you said. You're not singing it. But it sounds kind of okay. So just word
Well,
it.
yeah.
You know, I think I crushed it. I was
I
lead
think
singer,
you
so you guys can suck my dick.
I was playing the lead guitar for you, so I felt like you crushed it. I was feeling every note you were like hitting.
I saw some tears out in the crowd.
So that's just funny. Y'all talk about y'all was at a funeral, but that's the biggest thing y'all remember is playing. I was like, yeah, I was at a funeral, but I crushed my fucking solo.
Bro, they were all crying at the end of it.
It's a goddamn funeral. Of course they were crying.
They're probably like, why would they let these kids go up here and do this
They're
at a
like,
funeral?
what is wrong with this? Where's
No,
the doves? Where's the pastor? Y'all just out there ripping whammies and singing, where are you?
It was
You're
an
in
acoustic.
heaven or hell.
Oh my god.
No, we were an acoustic band. There was no like
Oh.
live recordings
Okay. Y'all just...
overlaying what we were doing.
I'm
I'm gonna put that in my resume from here on out. Lead singer in a band.
Funeral.
No, leave that out. Just say lead singer.
Lead singer.
Yeah,
There you
they
go.
don't have to know the context.
Yeah.
I also
Yeah,
play
no.
the harmonica.
I heard,
I heard you could blow really good.
no, I remember that
Good
phase
blowing
where
skills.
one time Dawson went to Walmart and he bought a harmonica that had like a book with it that taught you how to sing the harmonica or like play it. And for a month or so, Dawson was just all about it. He was fully bought into that book.
Yeah.
He was learning how to play the harmonica.
I
He
always
felt
do shit
like he
like
was
that.
a goat.
Remember my fucking magic trick phase, bro? Where I thought I was a straight up magician.
Okay, but the
She
difference
was
there
goddamn
is
David Blaine.
I did. I bought a book.
I bet after y'all sang, did y'all performance at the funeral? He's like, he goes to the whatever.
no,
Pick-
I was
pick
getting
a
my
card.
hand shook. I was
Pick a card. Let's shuffle
People
it.
loved us, okay?
Yeah.
After we performed, I was getting my hand shaken. They were saying, "Hey, great performance. I felt the emotion." I remember getting that from like a 60-year-old lady, and it just made me feel like the world.
I remember someone came up to me and said,
"What the fuck?"
Yeah,
you
no,
doing?"
I never asked you. What they say to you? Because you were the vocalist.
I remember your Aunt Kelly literally came up to me and told me, "Wow, I didn't know you could sing like that."
Oh, you got a voice of an angel.
I knew it. Looking back, I was like, "That was bullshit."
We were singing like "Fire and Ice" from John Taylor. You remember that?
I was thinking,
Dude, somebody's got a video of that, and I need it. I need to see it.
If we can find it, it'll be up in this edit.
I need to see
I
it
swear to
too.
God, I will.
I
No
need to see
promises.
it too.
That should
No
be
promises.
When I was I had a neighbor. His name was TJ. Weird motherfucker.
You live in an apartment, so you have plenty of neighbors.
When I was little. When I was when I was a little child, I'd hang out with one of my neighbors. He's a weird motherfucker. I blame it on his parents, but I was big in like Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace, right?
I mean, you can't hate on
but
that.
that's the thing. We couldn't play a fucking instrument, but we tried to make a band.
Oh, you said this.
Oh,
And we'd record on our phones. And
but you couldn't play an instrument.
I'm not musically inclined at all. And it showed. He was a lead singer. And I was beating on a fucking desk, I guess.
Just
Wait,
And
so
we were like 11 or 10. We were young.
wait, you guys
last
tried to
year.
start a band and you didn't even own an instrument?
We tried to learn how to read music
You had the song
without even having the fucking
and
instruments
the
there.
lyrics, but you didn't have the instruments?
No, we didn't have the lyrics or the vocals there. We were just
they're
like,
just there together.
we were just there, like, fuck it.
No.
You know what?
No.
We were just like, we feel pain in our heart. We're going to let it out.
We gotta.
and I flipped my phone up, or it wouldn't flip, it flipped sideways. You know? Like,
Oh yeah, the little sidekicks. That's what they're called.
Yeah, a little flip
Oh,
it
where
up.
your
Yeah.
scroll bar would like shift down?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It was right after the Blackberries.
Yeah, that's
We're recording, man.
That sidekick.
It was probably some like 20 frames per second. It was probably shit.
Oh, we didn't even do the music, the video. We just did the vocals.
Just the where are you?
No.
And I
No.
thought it was funny as I thought it was good. We went and showed my
No.
dad. And he's
Started
like,
laughing.
And he heard just like an
he
acapella
was like,
band.
what? No, he said, "What's wrong with you?" And after that, I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna stick to sports."
See, I knew your dad was a wise man. After that
wise or
story,
an asshole?
After that story, I can guarantee that he is a wise man.
Yeah, I'm
He
not.
So you can let your son dream, right? You can let them aspire for more.
Dream about stuff is good at.
But when they go down a path that is just clearly not for them,
He shuts that shit down.
you
I
gotta
was
shut
fucking
that
10
down.
years old. I could have been
You
fucking.
got shut
I could
it
have
down.
been Bruno Mars.
You just would have kept practicing.
You could
man.
not have. Okay. We're live. We're getting back into this.
We are yet.
So we're
We've been
talking-
live.
We've been live for
I
like
look at
10
the fucking
minutes.
sign right there.
It's on air, bro.
Oh shit!
Jesus.
You know,
Oh, I
whenever
didn't
I
see
think of
that.
the on-air sign,
It's right behind me.
y'all ever see some Chinese videos where it's like some fucked up shit's happening, but it's like that little live thing at the very top right?
No, you got to give more description. I don't know
I
what
can't.
you're
You gotta get
talking
on the dark web for that.
about. Okay.
I'm not gonna get into that.
Okay. Well, we're gonna talk about this week our favorite albums of all time, and then also we're gonna rank some albums that we think are better than others throughout the decades, I guess.
Well, like I told you, I don't know albums. I'm gonna tell you some good songs. Y'all go find them albums.
Okay. So me and Hunter both will kind of listen to an album as a whole. Dawson will pick songs.
I'm a song guy, man.
He's a song guy. He's got that. I heard that. He's got that goldfish attention span where
I'll start out like one song.
once Dawson starts a song and then finishes a song, he's forgotten his entire life.
Pretty much.
He's forgotten all of his plans of what he wants to do after that song. So that
Well,
way,
that's good music then. Forget about all your
shit.
troubles, all
That's
your
some
worries,
No,
all your.
I agree with you.
That's
agree
good
that
music.
It's good music,
That's
but
the baby shark shit.
this episode
Sure
is
is hard.
based on best albums of all time
Mm-hmm.
between the three of us.
Okay.
Our own personal opinions.
What's
Let me put my
What's your-
iTunes. Hold on.
what's
Go
your
ahead.
number one, Logan?
Go ahead. Like my number one album?
Yeah.
Okay. my-
Your go-to, which you've always listened, not always listened to, but
yeah, because
whenever
it's
you like-
kind of. I wish I knew this band when I was like 12, but I didn't.
Yeah.
The Strokes. The number one album, in my personal opinion, is This It by The Strokes. Their 2001 album.
what genre are they?
It's kind of hard to put it in a genre. I think it's like alternative / rock.
Okay, I can get down with that.
I can pull it up for you right quick. Is
The Strokes. That sounds like a nickname I was given.
The Strokes. I've never heard of the Strokes.
wait, really?
We know.
Dude, okay, so the Strokes.
What are they, like a rap band?
Hunter, I'll let you handle this.
No.
They do a little Rocky Rock.
He just said what they fucking were.
I was looking at albums, bro. Cut me some slack.
All right, so
I'll
it's got
cut
a
you.
98% liked on this album by Google
Oh,
users.
God damn it.
But that's my number one album. It was a 2001. Was when the album came out. They came out. the
Damn, you was fucking 2 years old.
I mean, obviously,
My parents were serenading him.
obviously I didn't hear it when it first came out. But as
Yeah.
I was growing, like listening to the music that I heard throughout the ages of me being like, I guess the age I can remember, so 6 to 12.
Yeah.
6 to 12, I listened to like Linkin Park. I
Okay.
listened to
Fuck
like
with that.
Clutch. I listened to whatever the people older than me listened to. I didn't derive my own opinion until I was probably 13 or so.
Yeah.
I just listened to what was given to me.
Yeah.
So once, I'll say 13 years old. How old were we in 13?
Y'all were
Like
13.
2000 and...
Yeah, I was about to say, oh, you said 2013?
No, like how old were we at 13?
Oh, what year was it?
Because we're
What year were you born?
98.
98? Same year as me. You was
2009?
15.
15?
No, I'm dumb.
No,
That's
yeah, that's
2011.
Okay, so yeah, 2011, I started to derive my own interpretation of what good music was. But I was going off of a basis of how I was raised.
Yeah.
So my parents had very polar opinions about what good music was. So my dad would
Gospel?
listen to... No, never really gospel. My parents... So my mom's side would listen to like John Denver, like Willie Nelson, something a little more mainstream, like Matchbox 20. And then my dad would listen to like Clutch, Metallica, Tool, like just grunge rock bands. So then in 2011, my own opinion got to separate itself. And I got to decide what I liked musically. And a lot of it was probably The Strokes, for sure. Arctic Monkeys I liked a lot.
Mm-hmm. I like monkeys, especially in the Arctic.
I liked, and it's sad to say now, Linkin Park.
Hey.
Hey.
R.I.P.
I can't
Chester
really,
Bennington.
I can't really kill
RIP.
himself, man.
Oh, yeah, you just gotta listen to the songs.
That's dark. I mean,
Yeah, you gotta listen
he was giving flags off in the early 2000s.
That's the
I'm
first
surpri-
band you said, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm surprised somebody didn't say, hey,
That I
bro,
knew.
you're good? You all
You gotta
right?
step in. If
I
you
love
hear
Linkin
somebody
Park.
talking about breaking the habit, like just sitting alone
Well,
in your room.
there was one song where it's like, I think we talked about it. It was like, it's like, where he started like doing better. What I've done,
Yeah.
I'll face myself.
So that was when they did their.
And then after that, he was like, you know what? This news looks great.
I can't believe
that's
it.
when they did their partnership with the
For
Transformers.
Transformers, yeah.
Yeah, they did like every song for the Transformers.
It's because of Michael Bay.
It was so
Michael Bay.
sick, too. Like, it went perfect with it.
Yeah.
It was good,
I was never a big Transformers guy, but I always got brought
How
in.
do you not
by
like
Link.
Transformers?
but
I'm not even trying to get into that.
no, we're not gonna get
Because
into
it's
that.
stupid.
Michael Bay is a lot of explosions.
The only thing I like is
Um,
Optimus Prime. Bumblebee can't even speak half the way to the fucking
Speaks to the
shows.
radio, bro.
It's
Okay.
stupid. He's a fucking...
He lost his
Animat-
vocal cords in war.
But he couldn't fix it. He's a fucking dude that... He turns
I was
into
trying
a
to
car.
keep up with this conversation. What are you talking about? War?
He...
How did he lose his vocal cords?
Who?
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee. It was
Oh,
war
yeah.
at
I
their
think
planet,
it was.
wasn't it?
I think it was. He got, like, shot in
okay,
his
so he
throat.
can change into different things that he can scan, right? And become them, and then transform into himself. But he can't fix his goddamn vocal cords.
Well, they got blown
No.
out, man.
They got blown out, brother.
but you can't get a part to fucking fix them.
What is this?
He has two different transitions.
Yeah,
He can
dumb
either
and
be a
dumbass.
AutoZone.
He can be a car or he can be a robot. Either way, he doesn't
There's
have vocal
three. There's
cords.
three. You're missing the other one. A dumbass.
Oh, fuck
Okay.
you. What are some of your favorite shits? Hunter?
Yeah, no, let's get into this. What are your favorite albums?
Your
of
favorite
all time?
albums and songs?
You know,
Where do you correspond?
see, I go from this way and that way, right? So, if I'm going this way, more harder, right? Hard.
There's a lot of duality.
Yep. There's perfect balance. There's balance. I'll categorize it as screamo. A little Bring Me the Horizon, Sepaternal. That shaped me as a person.
It's a human being.
Yep. And then I listened to The Weeknd, XO.
Okay.
Or the trilogy. And they're like polar opposites. They kind of, like, I listen to them, and they just bring me back to that.
They give you a balance.
Yeah, but here recently, I haven't fucking listened to The Weeknd at all. It's just been
I
all
hate it,
goddamn
and I know we just
screamo.
started this episode. We're like 27 minutes in.
You gotta pee again.
I gotta pee.
This
It's that Red
guy's
Bull.
a problem, bro.
It is that Red Bull.
He's a pee monger.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Oh
You guys start talking
Oh my
about.
god.
Just talk about his favorite album.
No, I'm just fine. But yeah, okay, I get The Weeknd. You know, I like a little screamo, and if like I'm in the gym, I want to hear some hard shit.
I listen to go to work at 4 in the morning.
I felt like that's where we're different. None of y'all said like first thing in the morning, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Most time on the way to work, I'm listening to some country. I want to hear a little country tune, man.
I just think it's not very emotional.
What? Because it's not a bad emotion. It's not emotional.
No, it's. I drank a beer at night. I got in my pickup truck.
That is the most
I
cliche
love
shit.
my wife.
No.
It is what it is, and I'm going on, keeping on. I will survive.
Instead of just,
I will.
I cut myself today.
It's like they can. Well, some of them can't. I mean, anybody can sing country when they go. Hey,
Zach
I was
Bryan, bro.
down.
Listen
for
to
it.
Zach Bryan. I don't even know if you can consider that country. It's like some alternative country. Dude is the.
I think it's called Rebel.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love that shit. Tyler Childers, love it. I'm not talking about your get in my truck, like none of that shit. It's just like some real fucking, you know, they're Southern people. You can tell they're raised in the South. They have that fucking like element to them.
Yeah.
But they're like telling poems, man, and they're just telling poems behind a guitar with a tune
Or a banjo.
or a banjo, hey.
Or a harmonica.
or a harmonica, bro. Like really though.
Mm,
And like I said, I like rock music. Like
I've tried.
System
with
of the
country.
Down, Metallica. You know, like I like a couple.
I just
old-
like very emotional songs. Because if I'm listening to a song, I'm listening to music. That's why I like
How is
Beethoven.
it-
That's
how's
why I
that
like
not
Mozart.
emotional, though?
It feels like it's very surface level when I hear it. Like you talk about, like they're like, "Oh, I cut myself." That's not saying that's what they fucking are singing about, but we'll take that as an analogy. Like when they're singing about deep shit, right? Or screaming,
Yeah,
or the Weeknd singing about it, like deep shit. That's like
I get
deep.
that. I get
and
that.
then
I
the
feel like a
country
lot
is
of
like very surface level. Like, I'm gonna be a good man today.
some
I'm
country.
gonna get by today.
That's not all country.
God
bro.
is great. Beer is good. And people are crazy,
bro.
That's not like that. That's a
That's
great
like,
song.
dude, I'll tell you something too. I really, none of y'all said any. Okay, I guess the Weeknd kinda, but like I really do fuck with like hip hop, rap, R&B type shit.
I
bro.
did for a little bit. Now it's getting washed down.
A lot of the new artists. Like, there's a lot of people.
After X died,
What were we talking about? The Weeknd?
I liked X, but he was around for like 2 years, bro.
he's one of the. I mean, bro, he's one of the greatest artists.
I'm
of all
talking about like
time.
people like J. Cole, man.
Oh my gosh!
This dude
If
tells
I
poems, bro.
wanted to read a fucking Bible,
This dude
then I'd
tells
read a
poems.
Bible.
Wait, you don't like J. Cole?
I do, but it's kind of corny. Just kind of like
He's that
Eminem is
Charlotte
kind
rapper.
of.
Eminem's not corny.
You gotta support your local rappers.
Dude. I mean, I get it. It's cool rapping. I'm steaming, heart breathing.
That's a
can't see what I'm
that's literally
doing.
a TikTok, bro.
I mean, yeah, it's just it's.
if you listen to his actual lyrics, they're better, bro.
It's cool. he's smart, but I mean that don't make it sound fucking cool. If I want to learn from an intellectual, I wouldn't listen to music. When I listen to music, it's about emotion. Now, if I'm trying to learn some intellect, trying to get deeper thought, I'll listen to our podcast.
There you go.
And then I'll listen to
Jeff
Peterson's podcast.
I was about to agree with you. So I do like rap music, but I have to be in a specific mood to enjoy it to its fullest. So there are periods where I want lyrics.
Yeah.
Like I want something that's gonna hit me.
I just want emotion.
Yeah, and a lot of the times you're not gonna find that in rap music. Like it's very hard to the surface.
Yeah.
Like what they're saying, but like I can still enjoy it.
That's why I'm a big. That's why I love X, and I'm a big Suicide Boys.
I love Suicide Boys.
It's because it's kind of like they rap, but it's like rock. It's like metal with it.
I do love Suicide Boys.
And that's like because it gives the rap beats.
I don't like Suicide Boys.
How,
metal,
bro?
I thought we were friends.
I thought we were
man.
all gonna agree on that one.
I thought we were friends.
I don't
man.
know. They just sound the same in every song they do. You
You
can't understand. What are they, French?
No,
They're New Orleans,
sure?
man.
They're
from New
fucking.
Orleans.
They're drug addicts. That guy Clayton started
No, I'm
screaming.
gonna check this
New
out.
Orleans,
Where
man.
are the Suicide Boys from?
New Orleans.
Because I feel like they're French.
No,
just
they're
by
literally
going
from
off.
New Orleans. I'm telling you.
Well, New Orleans is French. That's why it's called New
Oh
Orleans.
my God, fuck
If you
you.
date back to the Louisiana Purchase.
They got
was
that.
all
What do they
about the
call that?
French.
That Cajun.
Like Cajun persuasion, no discrimination.
I can't type on this.
I sound like Eminem with that one. I mean, that's how easy it is.
Dude, I'll just slap you, bro. I'll just slap you.
He's
Eminem's a goat. Not the goat. He's a goat.
I mean, he's definitely
New
a goat.
Orleans. That's what I tell you.
How'd you know that?
'Cause they talk about it in their songs
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just don't enjoy them.
Well, now you know.
I'm not hating on them.
I
but
love their fucking
If I
shit.
tune into a Suicide Boys song,
Well, for me, it's
Just
all about
not enjoying
emotion. Like,
yeah, that's
When
what
I-
music is. It's just emotion.
That's why
Yeah.
I like
Brought to the
Drake, and y'all are
surface.
here shitting on Drake. I was like, bro,
What have I
Drake
said
is the
about
goat.
Drake?
You're like, he hasn't had a good album since 2015.
well,
Yeah, I said that off
It's just
camera.
because I'll say it on fucking camera. It's just
No,
because
he hasn't. Since the views, he hasn't come out with a decent album.
What do y'all think about Certified Lover Boy?
I like
Come
the take care package. Little.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
I
was
like
dope
that.
too. That was like a lot
Yeah.
of old shit he already had
Yeah.
too.
I like that one. But it's just the great thing is music is about emotion, and your emotion, like what music like shows, like obviously what you like, but your emotion, like Dawson likes Certified Lover Boy.
I do.
'Cause he's a lover boy.
But let me
Okay.
ask y'all this. Let me ask
Okay.
y'all this. What?
And
Now I see where you're
Finish
getting
your what you're saying, then I got
then
you.
I like Screamo
Because you're a Screamo boy.
because
He was a skater boy. He said, "See you later, boy."
Alright, that Avril Lavigne song slaps.
I remember when I said to my mom one time, "It's not a face, it's who I am."
This is who I am, mom.
Wait.
Wait, she's taking your fucking eyeliner.
Did you say that?
I used to
Did you actually say that?
No, I didn't.
Little,
That was a meme. That was a
That's what I was
meme.
gonna say.
Dude, this was funny. I used to literally, like, when I had just met Hunter, like, me and him weren't even that tight. I remember one time I went to Carowinds. I was going up the roller coaster, and Hunter went there, like, and I was like, bro, I feel like if Hunter's here, he'd be like, saying some crazy shit. You remember hearing that
I'm
story?
gonna die.
He's
Oh, like, man, I hope this.
I'm writing this to hell. You know, this is it, guys. Like, even though I knew that's not who he is, but it's just funny because that's the type of music he plays. So I just fuck with him. But what defines like a great album for you guys? Like, is it like?
Okay.
I want to hear that because I got
No,
my
I like
answer.
that question.
That's
I got
why.
that
That's
question
why I
a
do
lot.
like. I do love The Weeknd. Shout out EXO. It's because you like listen to a song, right? Like if you play the album, the song when it ends will transition to another song, and another song, and it kind of tells a
And so-
story.
So
it
y'all-
kind of
you like
tells
that.
a story when it
Okay.
goes.
So that's where I listen to albums most. So when I turn on music, I don't try to go to a playlist or I don't try to go to like the top songs from that artist. I'll pick an album and
Yeah.
I'll stick with it. And
Mhm.
if the album doesn't flow, then it's not a good album. And
Okay.
so what
I
makes
see
an
our
album,
differences now,
what makes
guys.
an album for me is if transitioning from one song to the next feels like it fits. It feels like it's a flowing, like, musical pattern.
Yeah.
It feels like it's contributing to what the whole picture is as an album.
Yeah.
So that's what picks the best album for me.
Okay.
Every song corresponds to what their goal is.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this is a big difference between us. And now I understand like why y'all like know names of the albums and stuff. It's the fact of like, okay, say an artist drops an album and I really like that artist.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to that album and I'm gonna listen to every single song. But I'm not looking for, hey, this flows with this, or it's telling like a story of an album. I'm looking like, I view a song as an individual piece, you know what I mean? Like, nothing to do with the album. The album just happens to be like the title of this, of all these songs, you know what I mean? And so I'll find, if an album has 4 songs that I'll add to my playlist,
It's a good album.
it's a good album. If I put those songs on my playlist, it's a good album, you know? Because there hasn't been a single album I've ever listened to where every song I'm just like, yeah. There's going to be some ones I don't like.
There are. Just like The Weeknd, the trilogy.
I had a follow-up, too. So
is
you go first.
every song I listen to. The good thing is, there's songs I'm in the mood for, and I listen to. Say I'm in the shower, right? And I'm listening to the trilogy. A song will play that I put on that I like, and I want to like get that emotion. I want to feel that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next song after that, I don't play it all the time. I'm sitting there, I'm like, it starts playing. I'm like, oh, wow, like, shit, like that. There's actually, I feel like a good album. Like you can listen to a song, or you can listen to an album, whatever. You can pick songs that have, like I said, that emotion in mind. But a great album is one that brings the emotion out of you. You listen to a song that you didn't think was gas, and then you start listening, you're like, oh shit.
I've had that a lot.
Oh,
I haven't heard that
shit.
before.
Oh man.
I like that. It brings it out of you.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like,
You got to become a poet.
and even if you didn't know it,
No, you were
head steaming, heart breathing.
I pulled back. I
That's
pulled
the
back
next
that
Eminem.
sentence I said right before that.
I knew he was going to come out with
It's
some
because his
bullshit. So he said
response-
that.
Hey.
No, when you're talking from the heart, it's really good, but when your brain's involved,
Just heart. Gotta take a fart.
you gotta leave that brain out of it.
Oh shit, it was a shark.
Damn, dude. That sounds like Eminem right there.
All right, there. That's the duo.
He just rhymes words in different ways.
No, I like what you said about bringing the emotion out of you, but I feel like for me, what makes a good album is how you got a fart. It's how
I just say the score.
it's how musically different they are and what they're doing. That's just it's gonna get your notice.
Okay, this is what I think too. Because I do. I don't draw as much as I should, but I do draw, and when I draw, it feels like I'm putting my emotions on like a canvas, and that's why I feel like why everybody's different with their music genres and everything,
Yeah.
because they're displaying, their emotion, what they think about this and this and that, and I feel like if somebody is too like in the middle, like, I'm not too emotional about this, not too emotional, like, Screamo caught on. It did. Why?
Because it was pulling an emotion out of people.
People are literally screaming. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I listen to crazy shit, but I'm like, oh, it's pretty nice, because
Yeah.
people go to the extremes, right? And you're like, oh, well, I actually kind of like this. Now, if they were just like singing, I was sitting there upset, down
I
on
get that.
myself, it'd just be,
You want something you can relate to, but at the same time, it's like different. Because you can tell right off the bat if somebody's trying to sound like somebody else. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you're like, okay, they're kind of I might like it, but I get they're giving me these vibes.
yeah.
So you want your music to be profound.
Yeah, I want my shit to be unique.
You want what you hear to sound like a first time for you. You want it to be something you haven't experienced before.
Have y'all, I know you're not into classical music,
Oh,
but
some Beethoven.
I'm big into Beethoven and Mozart.
I can't see that. Are you really?
Yeah, I played it the other night at a birthday party. Everybody like turned it the fuck off.
Oh, okay.
Beethoven's Midnight Sonata. I'm telling you what. The thing I like about classical music that nobody understands is there's no words in it, right? Mm-hmm. It's all of like so you're reading a book, right? And these characters that you build in your head, these actions, this setting, you build it in your own head. So when they make a movie, you're like, this movie's not as good. With classical music, they leave the words out, right? So you take the music and you make your own setting, you make your own characters, you make your own emotion, and that's what makes it so good. It's because there's no direct, it's not directed this way or this way, You make your own movie or own thought process on that music because it's just all instruments.
I do feel like even like just instrumental shit, it does kind of tell like a story almost. Like you can tell by like the, rhythm, the vibe of the song.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not sitting here saying I'll listen to that, but I have heard shit. And you're like, you can tell like, oh, this is kind of like a darker, or this is like an upbeat. You know what I mean? Like you get the vibes just from like sounds of the music. Mm-hmm. Like it's weird.
You like stuff that's left up to your own interpretation.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I see that. I get that fully.
Mm-hmm.
So you want something to mean something to you and maybe not necessarily mean that same thing to somebody else. It's left up to your own interpretation of what it means.
For sure.
I think that's what music is.
Exactly.
So it's just a free-flowing art that they sit down and they bunch a bunch of music or a bunch of sounds together and it makes music.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. And then it pulls different emotions from different people.
I know y'all seen this. We've talked about it off air and stuff, like how music affects your brain chemistry, your brain waves.
Oh man, I really want to get into this.
Like that is ridiculous.
Yeah, so that's something we've been talking about for a while.
That's why they. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
That's why when, like, a lot of the olden times, like ancient times, when they're going to war, they'd have a drum line or like
they'd have
doom,
somebody to
doom,
beat to the march.
Yeah, and then you're like, you get into it, you're like, okay, because if they were out there playing Bruno Mars, I catch a grenade, they'd be like,
they were hitting like 120 beats per second.
Yeah. And then
you're not walking to that pace. No, yeah. So you have to. In real time, if music's playing, it has to hit to wherever the listener will relate to them. So like that war drummer is perfectly spot on. So people are all trying to march to the same beat. And if a drummer shows up and hits to that beat, they're going to resonate to that person.
Yeah.
But when you're just sitting in your room by yourself and you're listening to music,
I feel like it's the same way though, because like when we go to the gym, right? Like me and Dawson, whenever we get back from hard days of work, out there sweating, dying, whatever, and we know it's time to go to the gym. Like for me, I always put my headphones in like 5 minutes before, and I listen to my music, and it puts me in the right mood. Yeah. It puts me in that motivation thing to go do this, go do that. Now if I turned on Billie Eilish or something, I'd be like, what does all this matter? But then I put in some hard stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go in there and lift the gym.
100%.
And I think that's it. Whatever. That's why I think it's not saying it's a superpower, but it's definitely a cheat code to I think a lot of people when they realize like the music you listen to influences you, and so you have to use music for the right thing. When I'm trying to calm down, I'll listen to The Weeknd. I'll listen to the Beethoven. I'll listen to Mozart. I'm getting amped up, or I got to do something, and I want to do it good. Listen to Screamo because I'm motivated.
So yeah,
on brand. I'm gonna disagree with you to the slightest bit. I don't feel like people listen to music that embodies them. I feel like they listen to music that vocalizes their feelings. So they'll listen to like that screamo music if they feel like that's what they need to be.
So they
doing.
go to what?
Oh yeah,
they need to be screaming at somebody.
I agree with you on that.
And in the gym, you should be screaming.
I'm talking about intellectuals. They realize music affects them.
Oh, okay.
And they can use that as a cheat code.
Yeah.
No,
for sure.
To help.
Okay, I'm fully on your side now.
Yeah.
Well, do y'all think about that? Oh, go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt.
I mean, it wasn't important. It was.
I want to hear it.
Everything you say is important.
Everything.
So when you're somebody who can identify that music will bring a certain aspect of you out,
Yeah.
then you can definitely use that to your advantage.
Mhm.
Like when you're in the gym, listen to something hardcore. Listen to something that's like 160 beats per second or like 140 beats per second. It's going to get you amped up.
Yeah.
Because that's what your entire physicality is going to embody in that second.
Yeah.
And then when you get home and you're winding down, you're like ready for bed.
Yeah.
That's not what you're going to listen to.
See, my problem is
100%.
I don't want to turn it off. Like, see, I'll listen to that when I go to the gym.
You get stuck on the high.
And then I'm just like, amped up. I'm ready.
You definitely
go.
get stuck on the
Like,
high.
I'll be in bed, right? Then did everything, even if it's a Saturday, right? Went to the gym, did everything. I'll be like, all right, let me go to scream.
Do you guys listen to music as you fall asleep?
I can't because I get distracted.
I'm a
do.
big TV guy.
I need I turn on the Avatar, right? Because I've seen it 30 times. I put on a comfort show. That makes me.
I like documentaries when I go to sleep, bro.
Boring.
I understand both.
Boring.
No. I mean, documentaries aren't boring.
Well,
It is-
no. You know
when
what
you turn on Animal Planet, like, oh, I love it.
Yeah,
Like, I'm learning
it's
about
soothing.
lions,
It's soothing.
but I'm still going to bed.
But
Yeah, it's soothing.
knowledge can tire you out. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
but
mean,
emotion
I guess I respect.
never tires you out.
I guess I respect the person who wants to turn on the same music they were listening to in the gym to go to sleep to.
No, you're right. You're chasing that.
You're chasing a high,
rush.
but at the same time, you're feeling comfort in that. So if you're feeling comfortable,
Yeah,
then why wouldn't you be able to go to sleep to that?
I have
So,
before
no,
and I do, but
yeah.
the thing is like I said, I use screamo or not screamo, but even X, even so.
I love it.
I've been getting into a lot of slow songs. So like I'll play a song,
You have.
and then what I'll do is I'll go on YouTube and have it slowed down.
Have you listened to the Smiths?
I don't fuck Will Smith.
No, the
Fuck
band.
Jada
I think they might
Oh,
be.
Smiths.
Fuck Grandma Smith.
Before I say anything, let me
Shout out.
Hey, we should compare our fucking like playlists, bro. Because I got a few. Oh, as y'all see.
Oh my god.
What's this?
I don't even.
When were they formulated?
I go mostly on
1987.
Oh,
So the
that's
Smiths
old.
were created in the 1987. So before Will Smith,
YouTube. Fuck him.
but they're definitely a slower sounding band.
Let's see your playlist, man.
Dude, playlist?
I'll start.
Yeah.
All right. I got I just added this off Apple Music. 2000s hard rock essentials, and then I got my own personal country, and then I got an album or a playlist called Fi Shit, which is all just some dope ass rap hype shit.
Yeah.
And then I got a playlist called Other, which is like some all alternative type music. Then Pool Tunes, which is a mix of happy go lucky shit, and then just some workout,
Oh, okay.
some hard ass
You're
shit.
a little more diverse in your musical albums, I guess. So I have two main albums that I listen to. One is called Steezy, so I'll turn that album on if I'm like feeling it, you know. So like
Yeah.
in the gym, or if I'm snowboarding really hard, like that's what I'm gonna turn on because it's gonna get me amped up. But then I have another album I'll turn to, and I named it Mountain Jam. But it goes all the way from the Eagles to like Cage the Elephant, Smashing Pumpkins.
Hey, Casey.
I love
It's
Smashing.
got
no
some
rest
John
for the
Party in
wicked.
there. It's got
Money
some.
don't grow on
It's
trees.
a little diverse album.
So it's a very diverse album.
bills to
But when I'm on the way to the mountain,
feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free.
that is a.
Can't slow down.
I'll say that's a top 10 song.
Oh, dude. It's
Created?
of all time. Of
Top
all
10
time.
Top 10 songs of
Okay,
all time.
yeah.
Cage the Elephants.
Was it No Rest for the Wicked? Or was
I
it
think that's
called,
what it's
Wicked?
called.
Yeah.
No Rest for
You
the
remember that
Wicked.
song Paint It Black?
Oh my.
Dude, the Rolling
The Rolling
Stones,
Stones?
is
Dude, that shit is.
forever one of the best
Hey,
bands.
you guys have to listen to it slowed.
Oh, I haven't heard it. Slowed.
All right,
I'm
you TikTok
telling
fan.
you, I'm telling every song. It feels like sounds so much better fucking slowed.
Yeah, that's a TikTok.
Unless
one
it's
for
fucking
you.
screamo.
Sped up or slowed down.
Mine goes. See, y'all have playlists. I don't make a playlist. I just have an album.
Oh, that's.
I just have albums. I don't have
That's a little
playlists.
lame, bro.
I'll do
Yeah,
both.
I'll go. Yeah, because
Leo, hell of
Hey.
an album.
yeah. Shout
out
out
Simo.
Austin Simo. It goes After Hours, The Weeknd, Kissland, The Weeknd, Life of Leo. Shout out my boy Austin. And then it goes Kaleo, He's a Norwegian singer. Beautiful dude.
That's on brand. That's
Beautiful
on brand
man.
for you.
Voice. Yeah, and then he just goes Future after
Well,
that.
I seen a little the Apostapa, yes sir.
Oh yeah, that's just one
Is that the
song
remix?
though. That's just the one with 21.
Yeah,
That's
that shit goes hard.
Any song that just because I like screamo, I like hard emotional stuff. Anytime I know 21 gets on a beat, it's going to be.
That's why I
it's
like
gonna be
Young Boy
hard.
so much, bro.
Yeah.
Almost okay. He has some
He makes
emotional
you
songs.
mean, bro.
But see, he's getting
He makes
diverse.
you mean.
He's
got
getting
some
into
emotional
like
shit.
a rock melody
Yeah.
too. He's kind of get dabbling what X was on.
And then some songs he's back to his like, "Bow, bitch, kick your dough." You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like, he don't
fuck
give
your
a
shit.
fuck,
Go
bro.
with the
Like,
flow.
he's honestly a good fucking artist.
He's the hottest right now.
He is.
If say a Drake drops a song on YouTube, and Young Boy drops a
Boys
song,
get more views.
Young Boys get more views, and I'm gonna click on the Young Boy one first. You know, even though Drake's all time one of the greatest musicians of all
you
time.
You can't shit on Drake. I don't
Yeah.
care. Everybody
Even
knows
if you don't
and
like
likes
his-
some Drake songs.
Even if you don't like I don't necessarily like Certified Lover Boy. Like you said, there's 2 or 3 songs that I'll fucking bump to. You know?
Okay. So if we're
Led
getting into
Zeppelin.
music albums, me personally, I feel like music really started kicking off in the 70s. Like people started being experimental with what they were doing. They started to branch out in what personified.
Heavy metal, I think, is what started it.
I mean, I'm sure, I don't know for certain, but I'm sure that heavy metal
I think
started in the
Elvis
70s.
started it.
Well,
Elvis
Elvis-
started rock music.
no, Elvis started
He's
the
the
blues.
king of rock.
He's the king of rock, but he's actually a blues guy.
Yeah, but what is
He was the first one to
rock?
be up there, like, doing shit on stage. Like,
Okay,
So if all that's happening beforehand is classical styled music, and then you bring somebody in that does blues,
No, it was just
and
country
then they
and-
transfer into rock music. Well, he
Well-
had some funk behind him.
well,
yeah.
no,
I
okay.
think funk makes
okay.
music, man.
Have you?
I'm going to say this. Elvis stole a lot from the black community. As
That's
far as
already known for sure.
because the blues was big at that time, and it just that's why I don't understand why he's called the King of Rock, because there was no rock, it was blues, and he did the that's why he was canceled in their time, trying to get canceled everywhere he went.
It
Right?
wasn't just blues though, bro. He's
mean-
got a lot of songs where he's like upbeat, like
Oh,
Jailhouse Rock.
So the thing behind
You know
it
what I
is,
mean?
can you name a single rock band that existed before Elvis? No.
Elvis was that.
So he bridges the gap between classical and blues.
Really?
You don't think so?
Do you think we went from classical music
I'm not
to
talking
the
about opera
straight
music.
blues
Like-
and rock?
Classical in the
I
sense
mean,
of
you
I don't see how y'all
think
call them all
about Frank
blues.
Sinatra.
That was blues, like
Fly me to
that's
the
blues
moon.
music to me.
That's not.
That's the way I
That's
view
not
it.
even
It's
blues.
kinda jazzy,
That's
right?
more jazz.
Jazzy
Yeah,
blues, like-
jazz. That's what I'm saying. There was jazz before rock.
Yeah, but what culture personified the jazz? It was the black community, right?
I don't know. I'm not gonna speak because I really don't know. Because I'm not being jazz unless it's Frank. But I
He
think
came in a little later in the jazz scene.
yeah, I think and he was backed by the mafia and everything. That's why it turned
Yeah,
out
that
so
was the
great.
guy.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
was
Cool.
Frank Sinatra backed by the mafia?
Yeah,
He was like
if
a
you,
mob
if you
guy.
watch,
I didn't know
if you
that.
watch The Godfather, right? Have you watched The Godfather?
I haven't.
Okay.
I read the book, but I never watched the movie.
You know, that guy, right? I forgot his name. I don't forget his name, but it's like in the when they open up casinos or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know how I'm going to get this movie. I don't know how I'm going to get this." The Godfather starts slapping him. He's like, "Hey, be a man." He's like, "We'll talk to him." And he cuts off the horse's head, puts it in the movie director's bed, and then he gets
Nah, I
the
heard
titles, and he's so great everywhere. Frank Sinatra was 100% backed by the mafia
Oh, yeah.
at the time.
I didn't know
100% backed by the mafia.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, jazz definitely bridged the gap between what is classical music for the white community, and then it kind of connected into what rock.
I think it was. I think jazz was that
And this
middle
is an
point.
uneducated-
I think. Yeah, obviously, we're
just talking off of what the tops of our head.
yeah, and what our perspective is on it. That's why everybody's tuning in.
Yeah.
I think, more people had the wider community had the classical, right?
Yeah.
And the African American community had the blues. I think jazz intertwined them, right? And I think that's what became predominant
And
for a long time.
Elvis capitalized on what
Yeah.
jazz was.
Yeah,
But I feel like even
not
today,
jazz,
cultures
but
kinda
I'd
do
say
that.
he
Bluesy rock.
blues, but he took the blues and put it with more upbeat jazz music.
More fast paced.
Yeah.
Like beats per minute.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. So he is the king of rock just because he was the first person who kind of
He started.
genre'd what rock music is.
Yeah.
It's a little more fast paced.
Yeah.
Some jazzy.
That's what rock is, fast-paced blues. Because you listen to rock, it's not, I had a great day today. It was more of bullshit happening, but with, like you said, beats per minute up there a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
no, it
really
gets
what
your heart
rock
racing. Gets your heart racing.
is the blues with upbeat
It's hard.
instruments.
It's hard to say like, oh, one genre is this or one genre is that, just because like music fucking changes so much,
Yeah.
bro. Like it's crazy. Like rock today isn't rock from the '90s,
Yeah.
or the '80s, or you know what I mean.
That's why I like I'm big on X, because I feel like he started the
That's modern
rap
rock.
the rap to
That's
rock.
what I love. That's that Suicide Boy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love that, bro.
He was way better than Suicide Boys, and I love Suicide Boys.
All of X's songs were. I love X too. Don't get me wrong, but I hate when people are like, "Oh, he's one of the greats."
He is one of the greatest of all
Bro.
times. He's top 5.
No,
He's up there with.
Dude.
How is he not?
how many songs of his do you really fuck with?
Every
Probably
single
like
one of
4.
them. No,
And the ones you do fuck
No.
with, they're probably 50 seconds long.
no.
Most of them are.
Well, a minute and a half, minute and 50. I mean, if you. Okay, let me ask you this.
All right.
If you got a job to get done, right?
Dude, I just.
I'm not saying he don't hit, but
Crazy.
he's not one of the greatest. Juice WRLD is
He
above X. Juice is above X, bro.
No, he's not. Juice WRLD was influenced by the X. Like, that's crazy. You could even say that. Juice.
He did more than X, bro. He was more popular
Because he
than X,
lived
bro.
a little bit long. No, X started. He was like.
X was top tier.
Yeah, X, like, you know how we talked about Elvis took this genre, and made it his own genre. X took rock and rap and started a new trend, right? Where Suicide Boys and all these other people.
I think Suicide
came
Boys
out.
were already around.
Yeah, but they went
And
big.
then later Machine
but they
Gun
went
Kelly.
big. Yeah, no, Machine.
I don't even want to talk about MGK.
No, we're
He
not.
is horse shit.
We're not.
Good
No, I can't.
God.
But Juice WRLD, even when he started, he hung out with X. He was around X.
Yeah.
And he took from him.
Because him and Trippie Redd and
Because-
Juice WRLD all
and-
came up together.
Well, no, because they learned off X.
Bro, Trippie Redd and X literally were at the same time.
Who was bigger at the time. And then X died. And then Juice WRLD had a little bit of cool albums. After that, gone. X was on sound. I remember I was in 10th grade bumping X on SoundCloud. And everybody thought I was weird. And then by the time I was a senior, that's all everybody fucking talked about. No matter who you are, it was X.
Maybe if he would have lived longer, we would have been talking different. But you can't say he's one of the greatest right
Yeah,
now.
he is.
Bro.
He is.
No.
Top 5
No.
influential rappers.
So I'll be the.
Soulja Boy's up there in top 5
Oh my
influential.
I'll be the
God.
median.
Are you
here.
kidding?
Influential?
Are you kidding me?
Maybe. Influential, maybe.
Can I be the
Exactly.
median?
You can be whatever you want to be.
All right. X was a good artist.
A great.
He didn't become a great until he died, and his legacy was left behind him
Are you-
because the music he left was really good.
Yeah, but he
What
fucking
was
died.
left? What was left for him to create after, if he survived, was up to interpretation. And so, if you're just going off of what he created before he died, then of course he would have a great legacy. Like, his music was good. His music was different. It was creating a new genre, like
Yeah.
what you were saying, and meshing the
Yeah.
rock with the rap. But I mean, in this reality, I'm sorry, we're never gonna know whether what he was building up to would be great.
And even Juice WRLD. I love Juice WRLD. I can
And
never
so
say
you-
he's a great. He just didn't have enough. Bro.
Okay, so Juice WRLD was on the map for a little bit longer than that.
And he was
that's what
up
I
there,
should
but
say.
every time, everybody loves Juice WRLD. I don't care who you are.
His albums were hits.
Every
No.
fucking album, bro.
His first album that got big was a hit. After that, it was just songs.
Oh
it was just songs.
God,
X didn't make albums. He just put out songs.
You're talking about Juice like he's X.
Okay.
Bro.
X created EPs.
No. Okay. Have y'all ever seen that? The guy DMX, right?
Yeah, of course.
When he was playing he was at a concert, right? And there was literally thousands and thousands and thousands of people around him. Literally, all you can see is people, and they're all doing this, right? They're all there. X did that. When people were there, X was there, and they were all. It looked like that DMX scene.
So it just builds up to his legacy because you'll never know what he.
No, that's the impact. That's the impact he had, right? So,
he had a huge impact.
Then you can say Drake or Juice WRLD comes out. And
Drake's been around,
but they're going for that.
But you
concert.
can't sit here and say that X had the time to fully blossom into the musician.
So you can only imagine.
I mean,
so it's his legacy that's left behind.
It's what he did, because I think more rap is, even YoungBoy now we talked about is going into more rock. X was the first one to do that. Really,
but that's
mainstream.
I felt it's a little too different shits. Like even though his rocky shit, it's kind of more like.
Well, yeah, because you say to your roots and you say what you feel kind of comfortable in, but it comes from that inspiration to add that guitars and everything else comes from somewhere.
That's the crazy. Like we kind of been getting that all night.
I'm just a big fucking X.
That's
fan.
the crazy thing
I'm
about
sorry.
music, though. It really is when you really break it down. Like,
yeah.
All three of us have completely different music types.
Yeah.
Even though we might all like some of the same songs, like we're all fucking different, dude. I bet that's how most people are. Like,
yeah, because music's emotional.
It is. It's all just your emotions.
It's emotion. That's why people get so upset and crazy about it. Like, oh no, he's the best. You know.
Yeah.
So I found a Google
kind of like
translation.
with sports and the GOAT.
For what?
For music genres. It says the earliest form of music was probably drum-based, percussion instruments being the most readily available in the time. So like very early period for music. It says these simplest of simple instruments are thought to have been used in religious ceremonies as representations of animals. That's really cool. So wait.
That's because they were all grabbing mushrooms and eating them.
Way back in the day,
Guys,
those people,
dude, listen to this.
those people that were marching to war.
That's what it sounded like.
You just shook every.
That's what it sounded like when they were
spring
back in
we
the day. It was
You're just slamming on the desk.
big man.
Those were
Big
associated as animals back in the day. That's what it says regarding music genres and history.
We were so goddamn dumb.
I feel like they only used to use music though in like important times,
as
like
representation
war,
of animals.
you know, a ceremony.
Yeah.
like it was like people love music.
So
And
is that
why?
Is
Why?
that what music is doing? Is it's tuning you into your musical side?
I think it's changed.
Animalistic side?
I think it's changed. It hits something like we talked about. Your brainwaves change when you hear music.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That's what David Goggins said.
And that's why I said it was. I use it as cheat code whenever use it for this to change that. I think that's why it's very important of what you want to listen to, I think that's why I've kind of went away from rap. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just not on that that mindset that they're on. Like it's cool. I can listen to it, but I don't think about life that way. And that's, you're not saying if you do, it's wrong. But it's, for me, the older I get, the more I feel like rap is washed out. Really,
for me, it's like I'm not looking at the lyric and a lot of rap for me because, like you said, I'm not sitting here saying I live that way or anything like that. And some of these hard ass rap songs, it's not kind of back to emotion. It's not about what they're saying. It's like the feeling they give me, like kind of like some screamo. That's kind of essentially what hard rap is, and it's a different type of screamo rock. You know what I mean? Like,
thank you, X.
Like you really are just like, dude, you're saying, this in a hard way.
Okay, no,
it's
I
kind
know
of
what
like
you're saying. That's
like,
why I like 21.
Yeah, like
Okay,
I'm over here with 10 choppas and a fucking.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like the way.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe, hey, shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm lit.
yeah.
What y'all are saying kind of makes me feel like what David Goggins said was kind of spot on.
It is.
He says,
yeah.
So like pulling up off of Google, he says he doesn't listen to music when he runs. He calls it cheating. And he says, I like training in silence, but some days the mind is an overload and the right music will take the load off.
That is
So,
honestly spot on.
That's kind of spot on. So when you listen to the music that will give character to the feelings that you're having, it takes a load off because you feel like you're resonating with something. And so it's not just in yourself. You're not just carrying all the weight of how you feel yourself.
It like redirects emotion, and like it's crazy.
Music
is a holy thing almost.
Word for word, and what Goggin said, music can take the load off of your feelings.
It's a holy thing, man.
Do you agree with that?
Like we're lucky to be able to experience music.
That is that's very insightful, especially for David Goggins. You think David Goggins always like, you know what he texted Joe Rogan on his birthday?
What?
He's like, "Happy birthday, Joe. This day's for you, and you probably feel like you're special, but remember, don't let that fucking inner bitch win. Get out there and do it." So
Did he actually?
Yeah.
No
Joe
way.
said it on podcast. So for him to say something kind of like, I wouldn't say inspirational, but kind of what would you like insightful like that?
Yeah.
He's very true on that, I think.
But don't you want to feel like what you're feeling is resonated from now and again?
Yeah, but honestly, too, is
it takes the load off, word for word.
It does.
Like he said.
It does.
Or at least eases the load a little bit.
Like,
you know what I mean?
when I did...
Is that dangly earring you got put in her in the earphones?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. You know, I put a little dangler in.
You're a rookie on it.
Well, you got all that hair to cover it.
Yeah.
You don't even feel his headphones.
Yeah, I don't even have headphones on.
We can't see him.
Yeah, I call them earmuffs. But when I ran the Spartan race, right? There was no music, right?
Have music.
And 3 miles really isn't a lot.
It's not.
I mean, Spartan race is hard, but it is a lot harder than I
3
thought.
miles is like 20 minutes of your life. Just push hard.
Well, yeah, but there's 20 obstacle courses.
Okay. That'll
Yeah,
add some time
that
to
into it though. It's
I like
rough.
try it.
It's fun.
Okay, so how much of the Spartan race is actually running? Is it all obstacle
So this is how it
course?
goes. When you first start out, it's like you'll do a half a mile obstacle course.
That's a warm up.
Yeah, you do a little half mile obstacle course, and then you get to the end, and it's obstacle course because they already break you down.
So you're
already
not running
tired.
at all.
No, you're running, but
So the first mile is obstacle. It's obstacle course.
No.
Second
He's saying like
mile
half
is
mile
No.
one, half mile two.
Yeah, so there's 3 miles, right? There's 20 obstacle courses. So you start out running a half mile, one obstacle course, right? A little bit down the line, not even that far. Well, kind of far. Obstacle course. And then you get to the end stretch. It's obstacle course after obstacle course after obstacle course. And you have to run in between it.
So what
and
the
if you
Spartan-
mess up, you have to do another half mile. You have to do this little backtrack.
So the Spartan race is messing up your rhythm.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to make.
As soon
So
as
like,
you get into that rhythm of
if
running,
if I get on a treadmill
breaks it.
and I'm watching something, I'm listening to something, 3 miles ain't that hard.
it's nothing.
But then you're there. Dude, you don't have no music.
You got to stop. And
That's
then you have
why-
to climb a rope.
And
Or,
you're not being influenced by
Climbing
the
the
music
dirt.
you're listening to. Like you can pull motivation. That's why I agree with him. You can pull motivation, right? When you're sitting on a treadmill, turn on this song. I can go farther. I can go longer.
It distracts you.
But
in a sense.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
when it's just you out there. It's hot.
God damn.
You're cramping. You've done 15 obstacle courses. You have to go through these mud hills,
and your
right?
body just feels terrible.
And you're cramping, whatever. There's no music that can help you
Soaking
there.
wet.
It's all you. It's whether you want to be a bitch or not about it.
I gotta do that next time.
Oh
for real.
man,
We all gotta go.
It's life changing.
Well,
When's
too much
the-
thought.
when
Spartan
the
run.
next- the
Next
Spartan
one's
race?
November. Me
I'll
and
be there.
John. Yeah, it's in Fort
Sign me
Mill.
up.
It's not far. It's only $100.
Sign me up.
You get a
dog.
dope ass medal.
So when they do the Spartan race and you sign up as a team, do y'all each just carry a segment, or do you do it as a whole?
Well, I'm not too sure of that because me and John just went and
Like,
we.
is it a relay race or is it?
No. It's 3.1 miles, 20 obstacle courses. You finish whenever you finish. If you go with a team, like me and John, the
You
first
get
2
those
miles.
2 miles. I
The
guess,
first 2 miles, there's 4 obstacle courses, and there's 20, right? There's 4 or 5 the first
So
2
you're
miles.
never able to really hit a rhythm when you're running.
Exactly. And then you're not listening to music. You're just there. And it's
But
not,
if you brought your AirPods, would they ask you to take them out? That's my real
no,
question.
but you're swimming underwater for a little bit of time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of almost a... So the Spartan race
muddy
is a
water.
little bit of a triathlon?
you couldn't listen to
I'd
music if you
say,
wanted
and then
to.
you throw spears. You do
Shit.
It's
Wait, you
everything.
throw spears in the Spartan race?
Yep. You have to hit. You got to hit a target with the spear before you can move
What
on.
if you just sit there and throw it and throw it and throw
And then your
it?
time's going down, down, and down, and down.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
And if you physically cannot do an obstacle course, they make you do 30 burpees, or they make you run in the half mile as a.
It might be quicker if you just show up, don't even try once. Say, give me 30 burpees. Can you do that?
That's a little strat.
That's a little strat.
No, you can't.
You gotta attempt
Because it's if you can do an obstacle course, you can do it faster than 30 seconds. I mean, I don't know. I did everyone, but for the people that can't, 30 burpees. When I rest, 30 burpees takes a little bit of time.
30 burpees hurts.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time.
But is it the same as crawling through the mud on a rope?
No. There's some things that are non-negotiable. It's like you're either gonna do that. The 30 burpees is for like the obstacle courses that are like physically strong. Where you have to pull yourself up a rope. Like not everybody can pull themselves up a rope, 30-foot rope, right?
Yeah.
But if you cannot do like the one of the hardest ones I thought was the just 'cause I was cramping because it was at the very end. It was the mud hills when you had to swim underwater in mud. Then you do the 30 burpees.
Probably like 30
How do you
pounds
swim
heavier.
uphill?
You have to swim, and then the mud is so thick, it feels like you're fucking swimming because it's fucking water coming down.
Ah, okay.
And
So
then
you're crawling up a muddy hill that's just so saturated
not
in water.
one, 4.
4 hills. You're,
And then in between, you have to swim through mud to get to it. And
you're climbing up 4 hills that are so saturated in mud that it feels like you're swimming.
yeah. And then at the that's where I thought I was going to drown. Is
Hunter dies in the
done.
Spartan
there
race.
was at the very end after those mud hills, they had this inflatable that's like not underwater, but it's right on top of the water, right? And there's a little thing you got to swim under and get under. But I don't know how it happened, but it felt like the water was being pulled in still. It wouldn't. So like you went under and
You're swimming upstream.
swimming and it's mud. It's not like you can open your eyes and see. It's mud. So I went under. I was about halfway there, and I was like, I'm gonna die. I was like, because I went
here.
back up because it was at the very end too, and I was already tired and everything. So I was like, I can't hold my breath for fucking long because I'm cramping too. And so I went to go push up, and all I just felt was inflatable above me. I'm like, I'm fucking gonna die here. And
So you're swimming under an inflatable?
yeah. So you
like just a
cannot
bunch
come
of,
up. Yeah, you can't come up.
Oh my
Inflatable
God.
balls like a wall on
That
it?
Yeah.
sounds pretty dangerous.
And there's
That
one,
is dangerous.
There's at the very end, close to right before that, there was this barbed wire, right, where you had to army crawl.
This is a public race that you sign up for, right? You don't have to show any credentials to get in.
No,
right?
you don't. You
Got a waiver.
do it. Yeah, and then at the end, there's like it's kind of crazy. The very end.
I wanna get there.
The very end, they I want to say it's about 5 yards worth of wood that's on fire, and you have to run and jump over it.
They set the woods on fire?
Yeah, it's on fire right before the finish line. Like you see, the finish line is like 5 steps after that, and you have to jump over it. And I was like cramping in my calves,
fell in the fire.
and I was like, dude,
Hunter's running up on it, sees the fire.
I was like,
can't,
this
I
is.
can't.
I thought I was gonna die before, but I was like, because I was cramping, I was like, going. I was like, okay, I gotta jump over these wooden fire logs and everything. I was like, So I jumped over it. I'm not gonna lie, burned some hairs. It definitely
All
burned
right.
some hairs.
This is gonna take some honesty from you. But
What?
how much training did you do prior to the Spartan race?
I did.
Were you just running like 5Ks?
I was running a little bit. I wasn't how I am now. I wasn't focused or dedicated to it as I am now. And
You showed up and you're like, what did I get myself into?
me and Johnny got pretty drunk the night before. But
Okay.
and it was
okay.
at one, but it
Not enough
honestly
time
I
to sober up.
didn't. Besides my allergies, there was really nothing wrong. It was just it's like I was
rough.
saying it's rough. It's called the Spartan race for a reason. It's rough, and it's supposed to be rough.
I definitely want to do it, but
Yeah.
ties into the main point. You definitely think music would have helped you.
Oh, if I had music, I'd have finished probably 20 minutes earlier, 15
Good
minutes
point
earlier.
back, Dawson. Good, pat on the back.
I got you, man.
This is a musical
Well,
based.
y'all
episode.
wanted another hour and a fucking half,
Hey,
right?
we want what they started to hear.
If I
our
said-
favorite albums.
If I said what you were talking about wasn't interesting, I'd be lying.
I did want to hear the end of the story.
But well, okay, so he finished last place. That's his.
Actually, I finished in the. So out of they rank you on age, and I think there was 600 people in my age group that finished. I finished like
know it was that
130 out of 700 people.
That's pretty
That's
good.
not bad at all.
Yeah, we're not really.
That's like the
training
top
that much.
20%.
Yeah, I think it was like top 30. I think.
30%.
Yeah.
Either way, that's.
So
Yeah.
I finished in about an hour. The top finisher finished in 30 minutes.
It's a 5K though, right? But it's a 5K with like
20
10,
obstacle courses.
20 obstacle
So he was running
courses.
3 miles with 20 obstacle courses and still finished in 30 minutes.
That's wild. He
So
was
if you
training.
can, on average,
Yeah.
if you can finish a 5K in let's say 24 minutes, then that gives you 36 minutes to do obstacle courses.
Mm-hmm.
So he's still moving.
Oh, he's moving.
He's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah. That's all he does, though.
He just trains for the Spartan
Yeah,
race.
yeah.
How much money does the winner get? Do you know?
They get a fucking medal in the picture.
No money?
I mean, I'm sure there's sponsored athletes out there, but it's
It's more like a title thing. Like
Yeah.
I thought the
race.
Spartan race was bigger than that. I thought
it
was,
is like people come out there and they'll camp. They'll go from country to country, or not country, but
State to state.
state to state with their camper and everything, and they'll camp out, get ready for it, go to the next one. That's why I want to get this one and the next one, because it's an honor series. So there's a medal. There's a medal behind the medal. If you do 3 of them, it completes the medal behind the medal.
Oh, that's sick. Bro.
Yeah.
Spartan race is a series of obstacle races of varying distance and difficulty, ranging from 3 miles to marathon distance. These races are held in the United States and have been franchised to 30 countries, including Canada, South Korea, Australia, and the Philippines. Okay, so the Spartan race isn't just a 5K, so it'll extend all the way to 23 miles.
What we did was a sprint. That's the 3
Which is the
point.
5K.
The beast, I think it's you can get up to 25 miles on it, but there's like I don't think there's any obstacle. There's like maybe 5 obstacle courses.
But most of it is just running.
Yeah.
Okay.
The sprint is when they put the 20 of them in there.
Nah, count me in. When is the next one?
November.
November?
The end of November.
we
It's in
got-
Fort Mill.
I'll be ready to go.
You-
Gives me about 2 months.
Yep,
I
yep.
can run a 5K right now.
Yeah.
Here
You
we
be
go.
ready.
It was
I was-
founded in 2007.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty new franchise.
Hmm. And it's like, you ever went to a Renaissance festival?
Yeah.
That's what it's like going to the whole setup.
Are
Is
they
they got
playing
vendors and everything else. They got
The
music playing.
accordion.
No, but I'm just talking
Like
about
all
the
some
feel of
Spartan
it.
shit.
It feels like it's dope. It's definitely an experience, man.
Nah, count me in November.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
That's cool. But yeah, so
Too much thought out here. We gotta get T-shirts made.
back on
We
Dawson's back on Dawson's note, if you could listen to music while you were doing the Spartan race, what albums would assist you?
It'd be
Like, what are your best
Bring
albums?
Me Horizon, Sepultura, by far. If I would have done that, I probably would have finished in 30 minutes.
Okay, so you
I probably would have got signed.
Tunnel vision to
Yeah.
you like heavier music, just
Motivate-
on a
yeah.
general spectrum.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
lean towards heavy music.
Especially if I'm doing something.
Yeah, Bring Me the Horizon is definitely
Yeah.
that.
What about you
They're
guys?
Heavy music, but I'd enjoy them.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying too, as I like it too, and I can listen to it just doing everyday activities.
Okay, so Bring Me the Horizon. Would you compare them? I'm just trying to think of bands that would compete on that same spectrum of what could be better or worse. So like,
I don't know, tell us your opinion about it. What would you listen to?
Who would you rank, bro?
Yeah, where would you go with it?
if I went into a Spartan race and I wanted to listen to some music that would make me come in first place, it's Midwest emo. It's that
Little Midwest emo.
It's that Mom Jeans,
Yeah.
Hot Mulligan,
Yeah,
Marietta. It's those kind of bands that would just push me there,
yeah.
which aren't as heavy. They leave more spacing in the music that they're making.
Yeah, more timing.
The timing's different.
Yeah.
but that's definitely what I would rank if I wanted to push myself past my comfort zone.
Yeah.
That's what I'm subscribing to.
Yeah.
Shit, for a hardcore race, man.
Well, not even a hardcore race.
It's like favorite album. I thought about it long and
My
hard.
favorite album, I can come back with something else.
My favorite album, dude, honestly, the songs I had the most of and I feel like I listened to the most, and this is going to be, like, not a fan favorite here.
Yeah.
Dude, A Love Letter to You. Like, Trippie Redd's fucking first album, bro. I'm not going to lie, I have every song on that and every single one I loved. And I'm not saying right now,
Is
maybe.
the Grinch on that one?
A
No,
lot of the
that's some new
times,
shit.
Oh,
a
God.
lot of the times, the first album's the best. It's like
It was so good, dude, at the time.
That's what Juice WRLD's album.
God.
First one was the best.
It's the child of the artist. It's their first debut to the world.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
so they definitely want it to be good.
Yeah.
They might spend more time on their first album than they would say
It was
spend
just so
on their.
good, man. I was looking, I had so
Fifth
many
album.
songs from that album, like every
Yeah.
single one. Every one I was like, ooh, I remember. Man, You
Yeah.
know, just times I could put to that
You got
song.
like an emotional tie to it.
Yeah, so I'd have to say right now, like My
Yeah.
Life, that's probably my favorite album.
No, that's good. It was I watched a podcast and I heard this quote, and in the podcast itself, they couldn't credit the quoter of this quote, but it was, "Art decorates space, but music decorates time." And so if you'll listen
Beautiful.
to an album that you heard, say, 5 or 6 years ago, and you were listening to it over
You
and
remember
over.
that time period you were at.
Yeah, so it brings you back to that time that you were in.
And when you
go
create
and listen
art,
to it.
it's because you're in an emotional state
Yeah.
or a space.
I do like that a lot.
I did like
You're
that.
out of
That's
your
a-
comfort zone. I
yeah.
really enjoy it, but I would have to go back
that
to
was
the
cool.
podcast, and even then, they couldn't quote the person who came up with that. So I don't know, but it was really
You
spot
quoted
on.
it. Logan
Yeah,
did.
It's
yeah.
Logan Stoddard.
Logan
Yeah.
Stoddard came up with the quote,
He
"Art
created this
decorates
on too much
space,
thought.
and
Yeah.
music decorates time."
Yeah.
So that was all me right there.
I mean, nobody's gonna call it. Nobody's gonna say, "I did it." You did
It
it.
was probably like Einstein or something that said that.
I know Einstein said that.
I bet.
It's probably Hitler.
I hope not.
Because he got
that
rejected
was
from
spot
he got
on.
rejected from
Yeah,
art
he was an
school.
artist.
That was a spot on quote right there.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, when
And
you're
after that, he
listening
goes
to
9.
Like,
9.
We
When
gotta
you're
cut
listening
that
to
part
an
out.
album. So me personally, and this is just to bring other people into the
Fuck other people.
what they could identify with. It's like growing up, I listened to a lot of probably Green Day and a lot of
Green Day's
Linkin
shit.
Park and just angsty rock bands that I won't say had great sound, but they had a lot of emotion behind what they were
different, too.
delivering.
They're different.
And so if I go and listen to one of those bands, I'm back at like 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
I'm back in
You're
that
in
I love
time.
that feeling too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's
Mhm.
it brings you back to that time period.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
cool.
We can all agree that music just
It's
It
different.
changes you.
it's a dope thing, man. I'm glad we got it in this world, man.
Yeah.
Well, where did it originate? It originated from like gospels. So people who were being religious,
holy shit.
or it originated from what we were talking about earlier, the
War.
drums, the drums that war,
War.
the drummer boy in the war. So they're matching to the beat of the step,
I mean, you gotta be.
and it's supposed to represent animals. Is what the thing I searched up said.
Bring
So
out
I
that
feel like
animalistic.
it's like, yeah, animalistic instincts.
that
Like,
primal
it
instinct.
just gets you in a zone. It gets out your human
Yeah.
Yeah.
stuff. Like it's
you
just,
can't
You're just there.
articulate
moment.
what it's doing to you,
Live or die.
but it's doing something
Yeah,
to you.
it's changing you.
It's doing
What
something.
music does, it changes you. So y'all gotta be more aware of the music you listen to.
Yeah.
Because it does affect you.
It's doing something to you.
So
Don't listen to too much sad music. Don't listen to too much
Yeah,
aggressive
yeah,
music.
because that will set your mood up.
Yeah.
It'll either make you a sad person or it'll
you gotta
make
know
you an
when
aggressive
when to
person.
use the
There's a
music.
time and a place.
Yeah.
For everything, brother.
Decorate your
That-
time
I saw
differently.
this one meme. It was like these depressed dudes. It was like, bro, you wake up and listen to Juice WRLD. Have you tried to have a good fucking day?
I agree, dude.
Yeah.
What do you
Like,
expect, bro?
Yeah, like if you listen to that constantly, you're gonna obviously constantly feel that way.
Just try to listen to different genres. I think if I
Yeah.
could give some advice, I say listen to different.
Get your words
Listen to
out.
different genres.
There you go.
It just whatever you're feeling, do that. You don't have to be stuck on one thing just because you love that genre or that artist.
or just do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Do whatever the fuck you want,
I
Mike.
mean, superficially, yeah. But just tune into the music that makes you feel
Oh yeah. Definitely. That is for
most
high
whole.
thought. Yeah.
Makes you feel most
Yeah.
whole as a person.
Yeah,
There.
at
Something
that time,
that connects to you.
That's what we all say. There's always a balance.
there is.
There's always.
And that's what I love about Too Much Thought.
I'm sorry about him.
We are that balance.
Where's the balance? But I mean, we haven't really sat down and said our favorite albums of all time.
I did.
I remember Dawson saying his, but I don't.
Oh,
you said what, The Weeknd?
Weekend's there, but it's Eternal. It's Bring Me the Horizon.
Okay, so that is one of your top albums.
That's number uno.
Okay.
No, dude.
What is yours?
It's hard to say. There's a really big toss-up. I like a lot of rock music, but then at the same time, I don't want it to be just stuck in the rock. Like, I want some funk in there. I want some different time signatures in play. So...
You like Bruno Mars?
Yeah.
He's like, so Bruno Mars is my guy.
So some Bruno Mars
I'm really
is definitely
big
the
into
top.
Prince.
No, so best album I would say is Favorite Worst Nightmares from the Arctic Monkeys. So it's a rock band. It's a British rock band.
British?
But they have so much funk.
I do.
I think that album came out in 2007. And then their breakout album.
Good year.
It just feels like like when they came out, it was okay, but I feel like now it's like
wine.
They're getting bigger and better. Like not bigger and better, but people are listening back to their own songs, and it's coming like more trendy, more viral now.
I guess that's the
It's
way
like
to become
wine
a
and
huge
cheese.
musician. Is you'll start out with the music that really identifies you, and then you come into something a little more mainstream that gets people's attention,
Yeah,
and then they'll tune into your older tracks and like that more.
Yeah, your shit just has to be able to last through
They're
time.
they're not gonna discover you through what you identify with, but they might resonate that more. So they're
Yeah.
gonna hear you off of what's commercial, off of what is mainstream and is kind of on brand at the time. But you're not gonna have those like ride or die fans through that.
yeah.
So it's
I agree.
weird. But
It
Favorite Worst Nightmares is their 2007 album. Their big breakout album came out in 2013. It was called AM.
Let's go into.
That is a really good album.
I don't even know who the fucking Arctic Monkeys are.
Dude, you gotta educate
You've watched
yourself.
Peaky Blinders.
You gotta educate
Literally the whole fucking soundtrack, like half of it.
Wait, do they really use Arctic Monkeys a lot?
Yeah.
Because I haven't watched any of
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders.
Not gonna say half, but if you had to pick what song they were playing in the background, if you picked Arctic Monkeys, more
Because
times
they
than
were
not,
just that rundown British slums.
Yeah.
Like,
Birmingham boys.
yeah, there was no...
They're roadmen. We're roadmen.
I can't even find the words to describe it. I like them so much. They weren't watered down. Like they just got into the studio and they said what they felt like saying.
Yeah.
And made the
I'll
sounds
give
they
them a
felt
good
like.
listen.
Yeah.
The
You
cast
gotta do
today.
it.
Yeah.
That's
You need
my
to.
number one. Favorite Worst Nightmares.
I
There's
feel
not
like
a
we're all on
skippable
different
song.
planes.
I feel like we connected though talking about our music.
We
I
did.
mean,
man.
I definitely connect with your screamo stuff because I like a smaller genre of music.
Yeah.
Called Midwest emo.
I like too
People
what you
dislike
showed
that
me.
a lot, but I really enjoy it.
I did
I'm trying to
too.
persuade more people to like it.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed this podcast with you guys. It's been a really nice one.
Kind of just cut loose.
Yeah,
Talked about our
one
opinion.
of my top favorite ones. Yeah,
Everybody can talk about music.
yeah.
Everybody has an
I feel
opinion.
like if you watch this podcast, somebody's gonna relate to one of us,
And
and
if you
we're
wa-
completely different.
Yep. And if you did watch it, make sure to like and subscribe,
Amen.
comment, let us know what you think. Tell us your favorite album.
Let's see some interaction, guys.
Yeah,
Some
tell us
comments.
your favorite
Introduce
album.
us to something you think we'd like.
Yeah,
There
or
you go.
tell us how wrong we are. We won't
That
care.
too, I
but-
guess.
Stupid we look. No.
Well, they can't say that. They
Let's
just
say,
say album's
Bring Me the
wrong.
Horizon was the worst band ever.
And you know what
Be
we're
like,
gonna do?
fuck the Arctic Monkeys.
We're gonna
That would hurt. That
we're
would
gonna
hurt.
block them.
But yeah, guys.
Nah.
Tune back in.
Tune back in next week.
Like,
Please do.
subscribe. See you next
Everything.
week.
Doses.
That was good.
All right, go.